Good morning, children. Welcome to your GK class. Today we'll learn about handicrafts of West India. India is rich in culture and crafts, which is very well depicted in its handicraft, be it decorative pieces, jewelry, or clothes. Handicrafts from India are famous all over the world. We will learn today some of these well-known handicrafts, from West India. Now, the first handicraft in your picture is Abla mirror embroidery from Gujarat. Okay, this is mostly and probably done in clothes. This embroidery is from Gujarat. Okay, so the first one you will write Gujarat, and this, if we look at the second picture, it is a beautiful necklace which is Jadau Kundan jewelry from Rajasthan. Okay, so the second jewelry is the Jadau and the Kundan jewelry from Rajasthan. If you look at the third picture, it's a Kolhapuri chappal which is from Kolhapur, which is in Maharashtra. It's a leather footwear which is handmade. Okay, it's a very beautiful footwear which is made in Kolhapur district in Maharashtra. So this is also one of the famous handicrafts of West India. Now look at the third picture. It is a embroidery, Pichwai embroidery from Rajasthan. Now third is a silk sari which is from Maharashtra, and this silk sari is known as Chokuda silk sari. Now look at the sixth picture. These are utensils or bowls from Rohida wood bowls. These are from Rajasthan. Okay, these are Rohida wood bowls, and this belongs to Rajasthan. Now look at the seventh picture. This comes from Goa. Okay, so this is Bicholim village pottery from Goa. Now seventh is Kotadoria or Masuria cotton weave. This also belongs to Rajasthan. Now look at the ninth picture. This is carved wooden furniture. This also belongs to Goa. Now again we'll just have a quick recap. This embroidery belongs to Gujarat. This is called Abla mirror embroidery. Then the second is the Jadau and Kundan jewelry from Rajasthan. Third is the Kolhapuri chappals. The fourth is Pichwari embroidery from Rajasthan. Then the fifth picture is the Chokuda Kosa silk sari from Maharashtra. Okay. Now the sixth picture are these beautiful utensils, that is from Rohida wood. These are Rohida wood bowls, and this belongs to Rajasthan. Okay. Now the seventh picture of a vast intricate design vase. This is from Bicholin village. This is Bicholin village pottery, Goa. From Goa. Okay. Now the eighth picture is a sari which is Masuria or Kotadoria sari. Kotadoria cotton weave from Rajasthan. Now the ninth picture is the carved wooden furniture from Goa. Okay. Now turn to your. Now we'll switch to the next page. Now the 10th picture is a sari. This is Paithani sari from Rajasthan. This sari has beautiful designs of peacocks, and this is the main feature and the peculiarity of a Paithani sari. This belongs to Maharashtra. Okay. This is primarily made in Maharashtra. Then if you see the 11th. Now if you see the 11th picture is a sari. This is basically Tanchoi fabric that is from Gujarat. Okay. Now the 12th is a beautiful intricate design of Lipan mud clay relief work. This is also from Gujarat. Now 11th is of she cells. Now you can easily see this designs or this pictures. The figures are made from she cells and this state would be near to the sea. Yes, yes. Therefore, these she cells are from Goa. Okay. These are called seashells crafts from Goa. Now if you see, these are beautiful crochets and lace work. These are from Daman and Diu, which is an union territory. So this beautiful crochet and lace work are from Daman and Diu. Now if you see at the 15th picture, these are tortoise shell carvings. These are also from Daman and Diu. We'll have a quick recap. The first one is the Paithani sari. The second is the Tanchoi fabric. Paithani sari is from Maharashtra and Tanchoi fabric is from Gujarat. Okay. Now third is the 12th is from the Lipan, a mud clay relief work from Gujarat. Now if we look at the next picture, 13th is the she shells art or craft from Goa. Then the next picture is the lace works, crochet and lace work from Daman and Diu. And the next picture is the tortoise shell carvings, which are also from Daman and Diu. So now just have a quick recap here. The first one is the mirror embroidery, which is from Gujarat. Abla mirror embroidery. And the next is Jadao and Kundan jewelry from Rajasthan. Then the third is Kolhapuri chappal from Maharashtra. The fourth picture is Pichwari embroidery from Rajasthan. The fifth is Chokuda Kosa silk sari from Maharashtra. The sixth picture is Rohida wood bowls from Rajasthan. The seventh picture is Bicholim village pottery, which is from Goa. The eighth picture is Masuria Kota Doria from Rajasthan. And the ninth picture is the carved wooden furniture from Goa. The 10th picture is from Paithani. The 10th picture is from Maharashtra, Paithani silk. The next is Tanchoi fabric from Gujarat. The 12th is the Lipan mud clay relief work from Gujarat. The 13th is the she shell crafts from Goa. The 14th picture is from crochet and lace work from Diu and Daman. 15th picture is the tortoise shell carving from Daman and Diu. Now next we'll go to page number 6, the young entrepreneurs of India. In today's modern world, mostly people shop and do business and seek entertainment online to save money and time. Now, these are the entrepreneurs who are heading many online shopping and other online facilities. Now, the first one, if you see, is the founder of Flipkart, founder and CEO of Flipkart. Their names are Sachin and Binny Bansal. Okay. The next one is the founder and CEO of Myntra, that is Mukesh Bansal. Then the third is the founder and CEO of Snapdeal, that is Rohit Bansal. Then founder and CEO of Lenskart, Piyush Bansal. Founder and CEO of IndiaMart, Dinesh Agarwal. Founder and CEO of Ola Cabs, Bhavish Agarwal. COO and founder of Oyo Rooms, Ritesh Agarwal. Then we have founder of Naptol, Manu Agarwal. Then we have founder and CEO of Snapdeal. He is Sandeep Agarwal. Then 10th, founder and CEO of Zomato, Dipinder Goyal. CEO of Urban Ladder, Ashish Goyal. Then CEO of Yebhi.com, Manmohan Agarwal. Okay. Now see, if you look here, you know Flipkart. Flipkart is an online shopping app. It deals with each and everything, be it clothes, be it grocery, be it electronic items, each and everything. So Flipkart is basically your online store. Then if we look and the founder and CEO of Flipkart is Sachin and Binny Bansal. Okay. Now if we look at the next one, that is Myntra. Myntra is an online shopping app primarily for clothes. People normally shop on Myntra for clothes. Okay. So the founder and CEO of Myntra is Mukesh Bansal. Though all things related to decor, accessories are available, primarily Myntra deals with clothes. Then next is Snapdeal. Snapdeal is more or less like Flipkart. It sells variety of things. Lenskart, as you very well know, deals with frames and various lenses. Then we have IndiaMart. IndiaMart is an online wholesale shop where you can buy things on bulk for further reselling, or if you want things in bulk. Then you know Ola Cabs, you are very well aware. So the founder of CEO is Dinesh Agarwal. Then you have Ola Cabs, you very well know, for traveling here and there. It's an online facility where you can book a cab to go here or anywhere, here and there or anywhere. Then you know Oyo Rooms, these are basically hotels if you are a tourist and if you like visiting places. So this place provides you an accommodation. So it makes your journey very easier. It gives you a place to stay for a shorter period of time. Okay. So the CEO is Ritesh Agarwal. Then the founder of Naptol is Manu Agarwal. Then you have ShopClues. These are basically shopping apps where you can shop various things. Then you have Zomato. This is a food delivery app where various restaurants you can find easily and you can book whatever food you want and they deliver it at your home. Now Urban Ladder is a online furniture store where you can buy variety of furniture. AB is also an AB.com is also an online shopping app. Okay, so the CEO of Urban Ladder is Ashish Goyal and CEO of AB.com is Manmohan Agarwal. Okay, now we will go to the next page, page number 7. These are the great founders, as you can see their names written below them. Okay. Here are the founders of the famous organization and institutions of India. Can you match the names of these great founders with the names of the organization and institutions they have founded? Okay. So first one is Dayanand Saraswati, who has founded Arya Samaj. Then see, this is Dayanand Saraswati who has founded Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj is here, the E picture. Okay, so what will you do? You will straight away match it. Then you have next is Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He has found Servants of India Society. So we have matched it. Then the next is Jamnalal Bajaj. He has found Satyagraha Ashram. Then the next person, he needs no introduction. He is Rabindranath Tagore and he has founded Shantiniketan. Then Saint Mother Teresa. She has found Missionaries of Charity. Then we have next is Madan Mohan Malviya, who has found the famous Banaras Hindu University. Now we will know something more about such great leaders, okay? So first we will know about Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Now Gopal Krishna Gokhale was a great social reformer and educationist who provided exemplary leadership to India's freedom movement. Now, he was a great leader. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was born on 9th May 1866 in Kotluk village, which is in Maharashtra. Okay, this is in present day Maharashtra and earlier it was the part of Bombay Presidency. Now Gokhale worked towards social empowerment, expansion of education, struggled for freedom in India for 3 decades and rejected the use of reactionary or revolutionary ways. He established Servants of India Society in 1905 for the expansion of Indian education. So he established Servants of India Society in 1905 to expand the Indian education. He was also associated with Sarvajanik Sabha journal started by Govind Ranade. In 1908, Gokhale founded the Ranade Institute of Economics. He also started English weekly newspaper, the Hitwada, the People's Paper. He is also a teacher to Mahatma Gandhi, basically a mentor to Mahatma Gandhi. As a liberal nationalist, he is regarded by Mahatma Gandhi as his political guru. Gandhiji wrote a book in Gujarati dedicated to the leader titled Dharmatma Gokhale. So he is the political guru of Mahatma Gandhiji. Okay. So next we will read about Jamnalal Bajaj. Now Jamnalal Bajaj was an Indian industrialist who founded the Bajaj group of companies in 1920s, and the group now has 24 companies including 6 that are listed on bourses. He was also a close and beloved associate of Mahatma Gandhiji, who is also known to have often declared that Jamnalal was his 5th son. He established Satyagraha Ashram in Wardha in 1921. Wardha is in Maharashtra. Okay. So next we will learn about Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born in Calcutta on May 1867. Okay, 1861. Sorry. He was also referred as Gurudev, Kabir Guru and Biswakabi. Okay. Now in 1913, Rabindranath Tagore was awarded the Nobel Prize. He was awarded Nobel Prize in the literature for his work on Gitanjali. Rabindranath Tagore was a good friend of Mahatma Gandhiji and is also said to have given him the title of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so the title of Mahatma Gandhi ji was given by Rabindranath Tagore. On 22nd December 1901, Rabindranath Tagore established his school at Shanti Niketan with 5 students, including his eldest son, an equal number of teachers. He originally named it Brahmacharya Ashram in the tradition of ancient forest hermitages. Now the next is Madan Mohan Malviya. Now Madan Mohan Malviya was born on 25th December in Allahabad, which is now known as Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. Malviya played a key role in the Indian independence struggle against the British rule and also founded the Banaras Hindu University in 1960. So the founder of Banaras Hindu University is Dr. Madan Mohan Malviya. He popularized the term Satyameva Jayate. However, the phrase originally belongs to the Mundaka Upanishad. So he had popularized the phrase that is Satyameva Jayate, which belongs to the Mundaka Upanishad. The term now is the national motto of India. He was given the title of Mahamana by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore has given 2 titles. First is Mahatma to Mahatma Gandhi ji and second Mahamana to Dr. Madan Mohan Malviya. And the second President of India, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, has given him the status of a Karma Yogi. So he has also received the second title from the second President of India, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who gave him the title Karma Yogi. In 2014, he was posthumously conferred with Bharat Ratna, the country's highest civilian award. This is the highest civilian award which is given to a civilian, that is Bharat Ratna. Now, then next is Dayanand Saraswati. Now, Dayanand Saraswati founded Arya Samaj on April 7, 1875 in Bombay, which is now Mumbai. The Arya Samaj, which means Noble Society, was an Indian religious movement. It has great contribution in social and religious changes during the 19th century, as well as has a positive effect on Indian general conscience. In the field of education, Arya Samaj did a commendable work. It established Gurukuls or educational institution in 1902 according to Vedic ideals. In Gurukul ashrams, emphasis was laid on the development of body, mind, and character of the pupils. Different subjects of science and arts were taught in Sanskrit, Hindi, and other regional languages. So Dayanand Saraswati founded Arya Samaj. Okay. So here we'll just have a quick recap. So Dayanand Saraswati founded Arya Samaj. Gopal Krishna Gokhale founded Servants of India Society. Jamnalal Bajaj founded Satyagraha Ashram. Rabindranath Tagore founded Shanti Niketan. Saint Mother Teresa founded Missionaries of Charity. Madan Mohan Malviya founded BHU. Now, the next is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa had founded Missionaries of Charity, which mainly looks after the people who are dying of HIV, AIDS, leprosy, and tuberculosis. Mother Teresa came to India in 1929 at the age of 19 years and began her novitiate, a period of training. A novitiate means a period of training that a Christian member of a religious order undergoes before taking vows to discern to whether he or she is called to vowed a religious life. In Darjeeling, Mother Teresa began her missionary work with the poor in 1948, and she replacing her traditional attire with simple white cotton sari with a blue border. Mother Teresa opened 517 missions in over 100 countries by 1996. The missionaries of charity grew from 12 to thousands and spread across 450 centers in the world. Mother Teresa worked for the poorest of the poor, orphans, homeless, AIDS and leprosy patients, disabled, and victims of flood and epidemics. So, this is all for today. We will end this class now. Okay, thank you everyone.